Hello everybody and welcome to another toy review. I am George, the 80s Transformer fan. Thank you for joining me for my review of Generation 1 Ironhide and Generation 1 Ratchet. These are authentic, these are not encores, these are not knockoffs. You know, I don't think these guys have knockoffs. These are not encore reissues. These are the original G1s. In fact, Ratchet is pre-rub, still has a cross on there which they later took off because they were about it offending some people, being politically correct or whatever. And here is Ironhide wearing his rub symbol. And these guys really pull off this van mode. I can't remember which van it is, but I know what it is when I see it. And they look just like it. Awesome chrome. Ratchet chrome is a little bit better than Ironhide's. Die cast. Matter of fact, the only flaw in vehicle mode is because the front of the van is die cast and the separating roof is plastic, and it kind of just leaves that little bit of a gap no matter what you do. Other than that, these guys look really good in vehicle mode, not so much in robot mode, but we'll get to that. And these two guys were very heavily featured in the Generation 1 cartoon. And if anybody knows 80s cartoons and toys and how they kind of worked out, the 80s cartoon were toy commercials, and these guys pretty much sucked as toys, and that's why they were featured a lot more in the cartoon versus other characters like Sunstreak and Sideswipe. Though the two Lamborghinis, those toys sold like hotcakes, so they didn't have to keep pushing them on the cartoon. That's why you really didn't see them that much. But you had some character toys that kind of sucked. They were on there a lot, like Bumblebee, but he helped drive the cartoon, helped make it popular, and so he was in there for that aspect. But these guys were featured as toy commercials. And as a matter of fact, I got a story for you. My mother was shopping. We were at JCPenney's at Northland Mall that is now out of business. And we were at JCPenney's. My mother was shopping. I'm with her, and she sees the Transformers on the shelf, and she see them on sale. I didn't even notice them. And she said, I think they were like either buy one get one free or buy one get one half off. And my mom says, and she never suggested that I buy a toy. She literally said, well, you can go get two of those. I think it was buy one get one free. I really can't remember. It was either half off makes more sense, but I do believe it was buy one get one free. And my mother said, you can get two of those. And I run to the shelf like Transformers. My mother said I can get two. I get to the shelf and I see Ironhide, Ratchet, Ironhide, Ratchet, Ironhide, Ratchet. Like, oh, get the hell out of here. And I go back to my mom, and my mom said, where the toys at? And I'm like, I'm not getting those. And my mom said, why not? They buy one get one free. And I knew, like, with my mom, if I bought something there today, I wasn't going to get anything tomorrow. And I didn't want to waste my free toy pass on these. So, and the only reason I have them now is to complete my collection, but these guys totally suck. And I have Ratchet's box, and I remember picking up the box and seeing the transformation and seeing it coming down to this. Like, what the hell is that? And as I got older, I realized, or I became a adult collector, I realized they came from the Diaclone line, and where they were like a robot suit when they made more sense. And speaking of which, I'm going to start to get this guy transformed. What you do, you take this whole back piece, just comes off, and you're left with this cup-like sled, and this is the actual robot. Then this thing turns into some type of combat deck, sort of like Optimus Prime. This lets down, this folds out, and this is basically some type of combat deck because it came from a pre-existing toy line. It's not the designer's fault that these guys fail as robots, because that's not what they were intended to be in the original the Diaclone line. It was just Hasbro's greed to take every toy from that line pretty much and make it and Transformer in their line, which they probably should have just left these guys out. Then they put a little sticker in what was the seat for the Diaclone driver. Some people say driver, some people say pilot. And here's the little man that was sitting there, sort of like Power Ranger style, or whatever you want to call it. If I, oh, this might not be the correct guy. I don't think I have the correct little dude. But a little guy like this would sit in that seat in there and basically operate this suit like a battle suit, and you can plug him on to the deck right in there. He actually slots right in there, and like I can't get the guy in there, but he would sit in there and operate this. He comes with missiles. Let me back this guy up real quick. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm gonna get Ratchet transformed. Okay, here is Ratchet transformed. Here they are side by side. And if you ever paid attention to the Marvel comics from the 80s, he was actually seen just like this, and then they evolved him to look like the cartoon version, and a couple times he still had the little bottom tray. Ratchet was. And on the first episode, when they first landed on Earth and he transformed to pull Hound out of a ditch, he actually had this bottom piece still there. On the I think it's the second episode, it might have been the first episode, when they first crashed on Earth, they actually showed this. And I want to pull out the accessories. I don't have the box for Ironhide, but I have all his goodies, his color instruction booklet, and then they actually got like the image. I guess the face was supposed to pop up on the windshield like a screen was the initial ideal, but the cartoon people, I guess they thought it was just as dumb as I do. They literally should have left these guys out. Great characters. I love them now, but back then they were horrible. And it shows you the transformation, and like I showed you, he's up on deck. Shows you everything he comes with, and mine is 100% complete. I keep it in this little baggie. His accessories, he comes with the mail away. You can get the Omnibots, Sunstreaker, Wheeljack, all these goodies. And for the most part, I ordered some of these guys as a kid, but I probably could have ordered a lot more. I didn't take advantage of a lot of this stuff. The catalog just shows the first run guys. I can't tell you how many times I stared at this thing, dreaming I had them all. I got them all now, but as a kid, I wish I had them all. And this is where I first learned that they were like crap. I remember looking at this sheet like, maybe they're not transformed right. And I knew when I saw them in the store not to get these guys. I never owned these guys as a kid. And the only reason I have them now is to complete the set. Here is the decoder. Here is his missiles and gun. You get that connected. Now, he can't hold the gun. And they showed him with this gun on the cartoon a few times. You got to take his peg it in here. Talk about parts for him, then put this gun in here. And I don't know, front, back, it seems like this the front. Or maybe you can have it swivel and you could take this missile. All these guys had launching features, and you could... Okay, this one it doesn't launch, but this was Ironhide armed up for battle. And over here, let's go with these guys back just a bit. Here's Ratchet. Here's this box, and here's his original price. I guess he was on sale for $6.97. He was originally $8.95. The box. Side of the box, and like you just saw, like I knew not to get this toy. This back of the box, there is Ratchet's bio. If you want to, you can pause it and read it, check it out. Tech spec, side of the box, and let's get this junk out of there. In here is spent sticker sheet. This catalog, an instruction book. I won't go through that. It's probably the same old. And because I didn't have one of these for my Ratchet, I threw this thing in here just to make it look a little bit more complete. It's another mail away. This one has reflector, Omnibots, and look, you can order the VHS tapes. The Autobot headquarters. Remember that mess? It's got Ultra Magnus on there, Wheeljack, Ratchet. And what? I don't have Ratchet's accessories, but they're identical to his. I don't know what. they're not in the box. They must be in my drawer. And yeah, I was afraid of. They have like 2 different missiles. Well, no, they have the same missile. But neither one of them is firing. Okay, I have no clue what I did with Ratchet's weapons, but they're pretty much identical. I think there's a slight difference between the two weapons. And this was Ironhide and Ratchet G1 style. And it's been about 5 or 6 years now, and a third party came out with like a headpiece to put on there, and it just clipped on to this piece right here, and it stuck up, and it was like the cartoon head. Then another company, Gear for Toys, came up with this actual torso part with his generic cartoon accurate chrome gun with the vac metal on it. And what you did was you fold his arms down, move him around to the back, and you took this whole little torso piece and you slid it over. I didn't lock a clip or anything like that, but you brought the arms around in the back. If I'm doing it correctly, it's been a while. You swung the arms around, and basically the arms held it in place. Okay, the arms are tucked, and this was pretty much it. And you got your cartoon accurate, or mostly cartoon accurate Ironhide, but you got this load of kibble, which isn't unusual for a G1 transform. But you got this load of kibble in the back now, but it made it look a lot better, a lot more tolerable sitting on the shelf. It also came with this LED light with a little switch right here. Lights the eyes up super bright, even under these bright lights, which was very cool. Set him down, and the same thing goes for Ratchet. Get him off of his little sled. Here is Ratchet. His batteries are fading out, winking in and out. Like I said, I had these little torsos for years, and this is the way I choose to display them on my shelf, with the little torsos. And now you have probably the most G1 accurate looking representations, cartoon representations I should say, of Ironhide and Ratchet that you're pretty much ever going to get until we get the masterpiece. The cool thing was, now they look very cartoon accurate. But the thing that wasn't cool is because it really shows off their scale even more. This is G1 kickback, and Ironhide is not much bigger than G1 kickback. If we're going by cartoon scale, comic book scale, he's supposed to be much bigger. They're supposed to be tiny compared to him. Also, to show you how tiny he is, scoot him over, scoot him back in. I'm gonna bring in G1 Hound, and G1 Hound is a little guy, and he's not much taller than G1 Hound. And if that wasn't enough to show you how disproportionate these guys are, here's Ironhide next to G1 Inferno, who in robot mode they should be a lot closer in scale. I think Inferno would still have him in size, but he's supposed to be somewhere up here. Oh, there's his fist. Damn, spring still works. Kicking out the fist. So this is how he scales, and he's very small. I tell you, I can't wait for the masterpiece to finally see, hopefully see Ironhide and Ratchet done justice, because they're the same mold. And that's pretty much all I have to say about these guys. Thanks for watching another one of my tour reviews, and I'll see you soon.